About 5 months ago, I made a video on why ESPATHRA was a terrible Pokemon, where it was D-rank in both Ubers and ubersuu. This is currently my second most popular video. However, developments have been made since then, and I apologize to ESPATHRA for not realizing how annoying it really is. In one of the most recent VR shifts, ESPATHRA rose from D tier, a complete waste of time, to B tier, a solid Pokemon to ubersuu metagame. This is a massive change for it. ESPATHRA is known for its stored power cheat sets, as it can accumulate a high base power with a combination of Calm Mind and Speed Boost. However, ESPATHRA is rarely seen because it gets shut down by Magearna and Arceus Dark, as well as any phasing moves. But why did it rise? Well, let me introduce you to one of the players behind ESPATHRA's rise, Fishy Roads, and what happened during this rise.
So basically, the tier had a suspect for Terra Blast, and we were all trying to get Rex. And this ladder is really weird and really compact. There is very few people who actually ladder, and most of them are the really good players trying to get Rex. So basically, it was the second day of Rex, and only one person had them. The Smogon user Exotic64, probably better known as Arctazult in the community. We all know that that team he used was Hypnosis Espadra, which was really weird because it wasn't something that you would commonly see. It wasn't a popular cheese. Espadra was known to suck because you just went to Magearna and Encored and it was just fodder because you couldn't stop the Encore. And basically, I remember that 2 weeks ago I was playing user Vlon Victini, which you probably know, and he used a psychic spam team with Hypnosis Espatra, and it just won on the spot because it got a hypnosis off and it just set up on me. And then I said, like, you know what? Let's build this. So I made a very simple Shantail squad. Scarf Cyclozar, Roaring Moon, Life Orb Landers, Extreme Killer Poisonous, Terapagos, then I put Hypnosis Espatra. And in a couple of hours, actually, Ladder just got infected with builds really similar to that. And part of that might be because I shared this with like 20 people. But yeah, Ladder was so bad, and it was just shed tail after shed tail, which either you beat or you don't, or there's specific threat that beats your way of beating shed tail. So then we just have things like Sableye, which Burning Showman was used and eventually got Rex with, and other things like Scarf Mewtwo Senior Rising usage to stop the shed tail off, and Scarf Spectre as well. And basically, Ladder was just full of this very specific kind of hyper offense. And then once I got Rex, because I was the second person to get Rex for the suspect, I actually got reached out by Exotic who said, yo, nice Rex, but I want to tell you, using Cyclozar is a major noob trap. You should be using Orform. The slow pass is very much worth it. And basically what I did is that I built a different team with Orform, which you might know as Hypnopatra plus Dio. And that team didn't take off as much as the first one did, but it just helped to fuel the fire. The 2 weeks that the suspect lasted were probably the two worst weeks you could ladder in the tier's entire history. This was worse than the time the council decided to unban Necrozma Dawnwing's Shaman Sky. It was bad.
So basically, ESPATHRA runs a set of Hypnosis, Calm Mind, Store Power, and a filler move. Hypnosis is very deadly because it can make one of your opponent's Pokemon invalid for a potential 3 turns, which is enough to accumulate a bunch of Calm Minds and Speed Boost. But why isn't it a top tier threat? It's because it is extremely inconsistent. Hypnosis has a 60% accuracy, and for reference, it is less than Focus Blast's 70%. Espathra most commonly runs enough bulk where it can fire off at least 2 hypnosises in case the first one miss, but if both miss, you essentially give a free KO to your opponent. However, Shed Tail could give you a third attempt at doing this, but that's an inconsistent strategy too. Also, sleep turns are inconsistent. If your opponent wakes up in one turn, they can KO you or at least ruin your plans. Espathra is still a huge risk to use today, as it is relying on RNG heavily. However, it is much better than it once was,